Welcome to Sports Sushi. Your chefs for tonight are Sports Plug Russ, serving up the spiciest sports takes of the week. Sterling Furrow, rolling the X's and O's into an analytical maki platter. And finally, the moderator who always keeps the sake flowing, DJ Slow Boogie. Now grab those chopsticks and get ready, because your order of fresh and raw sports sushi is up.
Just in the nick of time. Oh man!
And I was already here. I've been here. I was like, I'm just
not lie to the American people in front
I
of
was just chilling in the backstage, as they say.
Were you in the right backstage?
Mm-hmm. I that was sent to me.
I know. Hey, I did too. I had to let it be known that we needed another link. But technology's new. So things will happen. But it was cracking.
We are here. Nevertheless, we are here. Another episode of Sports Sushi. It's another Wednesday. How are you doing today, my brother?
It's a hump day. I'm doing pretty good. You know what I'm saying? The Cowboys won. Even though I take some L's, the Madden game's playing good. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting some things done with the Sports Plug clothing company. You know what I'm saying? We're just trying to grow. Everything's trying to grow.
Overall good, man. In Madden related news, I went off the deep end. I just relocated every team in my offline franchise. So I'm playing in like a whole new little setting. It's pretty different. I advanced to 10 years, so it's really nobody left in the game.
You're just out there having fun.
Yeah. So that's what I'm doing in Madden right now. But there's another episode of Sports Sushi. Let's go quick. Give you a little quick rundown we got here for the day. We got the Out of Bounds. We got This Day in Sports. We're gonna talk about a little bit about college football. What happened this past weekend in the world of the NCAA football. Then we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna talk a little bit about college for not college, but just fans in general and the lines that they kind of cross whenever they talk to these professional athletes or get in contact with these players, or just in general react to what happens in the sports world. Then we're going to go ahead, and talk a little bit. We got our best stamp segment where only me. Look, I'm sorry. It's been fucking 6 split decisions and draws in the UFC. And 3 split draws, and I get one of them.
You was on a hot streak, so it's cool. But I'm gonna wait for Kris to come on to announce the people that got their bets right, since he likes to announce the people that got them wrong.
Yeah, he got them right and got them wrong. So then we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna end the show with a little bit of NFL talk. Sterling will join us momentarily. And hopefully he can tell us about what his weekend in Buffalo, what he did in Buffalo this past weekend.
I know what someone else did in Buffalo.
Mm-hmm. So without further ado, man, let's get straight into it. All right, so we got Out of Bounds, man. So Russ, give these people a quick rundown if they missed last week what this Out of Bounds is all about.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all know. Well, do you know we have the segment? This new segment is called Out of Bounds, which means basically anybody in sports that's done something freaking ridiculous. We're going to look up and we're going to actually bring that up and we're going to see, we're going to give you the scoop on who is the most ridiculous out of the ridiculousness. Ridiculous players. All right, let me see. All right. So this week, and the reason why I'm typing up is just because this week has been like, I also like to call this the Sports Darwin Award. Just because things that these guys are going to do, these are things that can ruin your career. So we had a couple. Mel Tucker, you had a lead. It's a substantial lead, and you were up in the front. I mean, you was kicking it. It was like a 200 race. You had opened up your stride, and I was like, you know what? This might be, for the first time ever in the first 2 episodes of doing Out of Bounds, we might have a back-to-back champion. You know what I'm saying? That's how ridiculous this is. But, you know what I'm saying? Then a fan in Buffalo said, hold up. I hold my beer, you know what I'm saying, and covered himself in human excrement and fell into a pit. You know what I'm saying? Only in Buffalo, I guess. In the new stadium. They're christening that right.
Say that again. I completely
That's
missed
not
that.
even the winner. That's probably the bronze medal. But a Buffalo fan covered himself in excrement. That means piss and shit, and was running around high off of LSD, cocaine, marijuana, and he washed it all down with some good old American alcohol. And of course that led to him jumping over a fence that said in big red letters, "Do not trespass." He went ahead and trespassed that motherfucker. So he jumped over the fence. He fell once. When he got up and kept running again, butt naked, covered in pee and poop, he fell into a 30-foot pit, then had to be rescued from said 30-foot pit. So strong contestants, but the one that takes the cake, Boogie, and I think you know where I'm going with this one, man.
Yeah, I think I know you're going with this one.
Eric Gilbert, man. Eric Gilbert, failed tight end from Georgia, former 5-star tight end recruit, failed from Georgia, transferred to Nebraska. While at Nebraska, my man was already out of bounds once. Actually, he might be a double-up champion, too. Him and Mel Tucker are neck and neck for the two dumbest motherfuckers in sports right now. So let's talk about Eric, though, because I'm going to give Eric the dub. Eric wins the Sports Darwin this week because he probably killed his fucking college career. Now, Eric has a problem. He's a kleptomaniac. For those who don't know what a kleptomaniac is, this motherfucker like to steal. It don't matter when, where, how, why. They just like to steal. So this man likes a perfect type of stealing. It's called smashing and grabbing. That's when you go to somewhere and you see glass windows up and you just break them. You go in and take all that you can. See, first you smash, you go grab. You cause the whole scene and you run out. The only problem is when you're like 6'6" and you weigh like 260 pounds, and you're a top 5 recruit, people know what you look like. So doing this offense one time is bad enough. People, 3 weeks after he got caught doing it the first time, he did that shit again, y'all. He did that shit again. Same crime, same type of crime. Bro, 2 a.m., vape shop, let me get it again, bro. I'm smashing them, grabbing.
You know, he doesn't have like an inconspicuous profile either, dog. The dude's like, what, 6'7" or some shit like that? Like the dude's huge. It's like
this is 5-star blue chip recruit for Georgia at tight end. We know the tight ends that y'all are churning out. Boogie's a fan of Georgia. He knows the tight ends that they churn out. So this man at this size, if you get a chance, go online and just look up. You ain't got it's so prominent on it. You ain't got to look up his name. Just go put in Nebraska TE. And you'll see videos of a big Hulk ass motherfucker breaking into vape shops on a whole nother scale. Vape shops, bro.
Yes.
You know, I mean, we can't get this guy some vapes. We are a Power 5 conference school. We are Nebraska. We can't get my man some vapes, which is why I tell you he's a klepto. Because I think vapes. He just wants some more vapes.
It's one wrong way of going about trying to get an NIL deal. You know, it's like, look, you want a sponsorship, I'm pretty sure there's other ways that you can do it. You didn't have to go ahead and kick in their front door or their back door twice. And try to, you know, and the thing is, the first time, how much money he got from the first time? It was like what, like $30-something or $60-something?
It was $30, and then the next one was this new one was he went up. It was $1,672. Sorry about the delay, and the business was estimated damage to the business. All the shit he smashed up was $650. Give me 1 second.
All right. Well, so Russ has to go ahead and restart stuff there. And are you back there, brother? You good?
Am I good? I don't know. I think I'm still.
Yeah, it's still a delay. It's still a delay with the audio.
Give me 1 second. I'll be
right
back.
All right. So while he's doing that, we'll go ahead and we'll go over.
Dude, I'll hold it on the phone for a second.
Here's fucking Kris coming in. Look, speaking of that, we wanted to actually talk to you about the segment and stuff. So this is moving forward. This is what we kind of want you to do, man. We want you to go ahead and do like a Kris basement 10.
Or I get the bottom feeders.
Yeah, you just shit on him, bro. You just shit on him.
Well, if Sterling doesn't pop up out of the woods here, I might have to step in for the top 10 again.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind, but I think he's going to be here. I think you know how he has to go ahead and finish up the old stuff.
I'm not even sure if he made it back from Buffalo yet.
Shit, man. I hope.
I mean, he might very well be traveling back. But like, he put the top 10 in, so this is his top 10.
I assume that he's going to be in, but if not, then we still have Kris is going to step in and put his spin on the top 10. But yeah, no,
I can't wait for that.
Yeah, see, look,
dude, I came in just in time. I can't wait for that.
Oh man, you're still laggy.
I mean, I said we just roll with it.
Yeah, it's gonna be all right.
Yeah,
I mean, we can roll with it, but it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt using highlights. And,
it's fine. Talking about it's not what we do. Just focus on that.
All right,
boys. All right, man. So, all right, look. So, Russ is back with us. If there's a delay on the video and audio, just bear with us. New platform. We're just ironing out the kinks here. But as we were saying, Eric, Eric has a very, very standing. He ain't really inconspicuous. You ain't an inconspicuous motherfucker. And look, brother, you kicking over vape stores.
No, you're literally probably like top 5 biggest motherfuckers in Nebraska right now.
Yeah, and this still is nigga in Nebraska. I'm sorry I had to do it, Russ. Is this?
I know the owner of the vape shop stepped out there, motherfucker was like, I don't like that.
Like that shit. I'm gonna drop it down with that nigga.
I'm gonna drop it down with that nigga. And they did. And they did.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try one more thing, man. I'm gonna try one more thing.
All right. Now go ahead. And then whenever you come back, we'll just go ahead and we'll get into the this day in sports. All right. So we're trying. All right, there we go. So while Russ goes ahead and gives it another college go, we'll go ahead and give you a couple of announcements. While I have you here, please go ahead and tune into Sports Sushi, our website. We have blog entries up there almost weekly, and I say almost weekly because I'm not sure who is the last person that's supposed to be updating it. But if you are listening in on our listening live on YouTube, Twitch, Rumble, or anything live now, you can go ahead and hit the like and subscribe, hit the bell. You can hit that ding, and you can go ahead and tune into us whenever we're live and we're doing our shows. We do the show every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Do a little bit of math to know what we're doing. We know the time we're going live on your side of the world. Also, we got Kris coming back in, joining with us. But also, what else we're live on, Kris? Rumble, Odyssey.
Currently, we're live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Rumble. The other ones are all re-uploaded to it.
Okay. And then, you can find all of our...
there he is.
Got it.
Hey, he's in sync.
Yeah.
It was that fucking forced virtual background. Like, forced that shit upon you.
Oh, okay.
Like that. Yeah, I had to go in and get that shit turned on.
But always, just like and subscribe, and tune in with us so you can find our uploads on all your podcast needs. So please be sure to tune in and like and subscribe. So Russ, can we go ahead and move on to this day in sports, my brother?
Yes, on this day in sports in 1987, Walter Payton rushed for his 107th TD on the Bears' way to beating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers by some score of like 20-7 or something like that. But yeah, that's basically it, you guys. Walter Payton was sweetness at this point. He's getting it in 107 TDs. Witness greatness. That's on this day in sports. A little bitty history nugget for all you sports nerds out there.
I know Chicago Bears fans are.
Can we change this from Michigan? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Sterling. And when you arrive, I apologize, but Kris, no. Like, at least change it each week. I'm sorry. This has been boiling over. Like, every week, I sit here and I will see Michigan, and I'm like, yo, Georgia's number 1. Like, Boogie honestly deserves the background. He's got the highest ranking right now. Like, Michigan lost to TCU, who lost to Coach Prime. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. I love college football, and they do not belong on the front right now. Like I said, I won't even say my team, but I'll accept. Can we put Georgia in the background?
No. I think the consensus would be, we can put Colorado, Coach Prime.
Can we put Coach Prime in the background for college football?
You can have that there. It's not
Michigan. I know. Like Sterling, you're not here for this, but no,
you can't defend yourself
right now.
You can't defend your team either.
Only time I like Michigan is when they're playing against Ohio State. You know what I'm saying? And like right now, they're not. And I'm just tired of seeing the big house, Kris. Nothing against you. I'm tired. I know you are too. You don't even like college football, I don't think, but
he does.
Ann Arbor, we ain't trying to see that shit. And if you're a Michigan fan, so what, nigga?
But on the theme of teams that are once dominant and no more. Get into the low tide that is Alabama football now.
Ooh.
Yeah, man. I think. Excuse me, I had to. Ooh. But sorry, pardon me. But Russ, see, you normally will have Sterling here to kind of come in and weigh in on college football landscape, but today.
I'm all about it.
I already know you is.
We could go. I got my food. Oh, you ready?
Yeah.
He said, yeah. 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 He already knows. Yeah. No, all right. So as I pointed this, it's not, to me, it two things can be right at the same time. So yes, we are witnessing the downfall, if you will, of Alabama. But the reason for this is because, as you know, as a Georgia fan, Kirby's with you guys, we got NIL opened up. The players aren't all going to one school anymore, which to me, it doesn't have to be my school. I just hated it when all of them went to one school. Back in our day, you had 3, 4, 5 schools where all the best players went. And it got to a point with the playoff, when they made the playoff and the SEC teams made it, all the players were like, main goal, NFL. Who are they drafting? Alabama. So Alabama had the most stacked team for the most years. Now we're witnessing Alabama have an evenly matched team, and yes, they're losing, or they have lost. So it is a slow tide, a no roll, or whatever you want to call it. It is the death, in my opinion, but it's not because Alabama can't recruit or anything else. It's because these players have more choices. Why are you going to go to Tuscaloosa when you can go live on 6th Street? Or party on 6th Street every night? Why are you going to go to Tuscaloosa when you can go to a place even like Norman, where Norman's not the party place, but Norman's in perfect distance from Oklahoma City and Dallas, Texas. So it's kind of like you can go to a place like that. Why would you go there when you can go to USC and live in LA? You know what I'm saying? You can go to Colorado and play for Coach Prime. You know what I'm saying? Florida State is back. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot more options that kids are taking, and because the playoff is going to 12 teams. So we are witnessing the end of not only Alabama, but we're witnessing the end of that superior, overwhelmingly dominant program is going to die. 12 slots exist. If you're a 5-star recruit, you can look nationally at the table and say, I can go anywhere. Like all the top recruits can literally look and say, I can go anywhere. And I can make a difference, and we could possibly make the championship. Like Georgia, y'all are number 1, but you've watched the games. They're number 1, but they look beatable.
Yeah.
Texas is number 3. They look beatable. Alabama, we're talking about, beatable. Who's number 2 is Michigan, I believe. Beatable. Yes. Be sure to watch for the sports sushi rolls where I get my top 10. But yeah, I think they're like number 2. So like every team in the top 5 looks like they can be beat. Every team in the top 5, I believe, is from a different conference. So it's one of those, unless it's like the Big Ten may have 2, but it's one of those where it's like it's just more parity is across the board. And so yeah, short answer, yeah, they die. And long answer, it's not just because they suck. It's a party. You missed me shit on Michigan just because I got tired of your background being up. But what's up, Sterling?
What's good, Sterling?
I felt like I had to hit the Silky Johnson. I was mad you weren't here, but I was just like, I'm tired of seeing Michigan up all the time every week.
Why?
Huh?
Well, because so Russ is
I'm hating
there, but as a consensus, I voted that hey, why don't we just put Colorado up there? I think that they're must see TV in college football, and I was like,
sure, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Oh my god!
If it ain't broke, don't fix it, baby.
See?
You came in at the right time, Sterl. We over here discussing Alabama's fall from grace here.
Oh yeah.
He said, "Oh yeah." So
enjoying it.
So first of all,
Russ gave his piece. So we'll go ahead and just let you take the
Well, now that you know Daddy's home, it's good to see my niggas. My niggas. I miss the hell out of y'all, man.
But he always hits out and you're ready for it when he does it. He does it like once every 90 days. He's like, yeah, wrestling ain't expecting this shit. I ain't gonna have no quick comeback.
Oh man, it feels.
And I always hear fucking Drake when you say it too. I hear that song in my head. I'm like, God dang, man, shit. I don't even like that song like that, man. God, dog.
Nah, all the respect, all the love. I mean, this show is not as great as it is without the three of us. Listen, I'm gonna tell you something. What I tell you that Jalen Miro can't fucking throw the football? They're not.
You and another guy.
Didn't I tell you that? Hey, Boogie. Remember when I was like, you know what? I'm having, and then Russell stopped me. He was like, see, here comes Sterling the scout. He gonna start talking this shit about, and that nigga can't hit the side of a fucking barn.
Oh God.
I mean, this nigga is all legs. He nigga all legs. He just run. So Alabama, they fucking suck. They suck. They fucking suck. Now, I will say this, though. I mean, it's just nice to be right all the time. It's nice to be right. It's nice to be right. But you know what? I'm gonna throw some, Oklahoma looks good, bro.
You know what? As we continue, do y'all want to move forward? As we continue, I was gonna say, I didn't want to say too much, you know what I'm saying? But I will say this. Clemson sucks and we look good. It wasn't Dabo, it was Brent Venables. Now, we may have baby Stoops on our hands. We won't know yet. But Oklahoma looks good because we ain't played nobody. I'm an honest fan. We ain't really played nobody yet. Cincinnati will be the first, quiz.
Sure.
I'll call them a quiz. The test, of course, is going to be at the State Fair when we play Texas. Who's number 3 right now.
But they don't look that great either. Like Texas, Texas beat up on Alabama. Alabama's trash, but Texas they have athletes, right? So they can athlete with anybody. Texas goes out and they play Wyoming. Was it Wyoming?
Bro,
yes.
Are you kidding me? The three of us can go play and make an impact.
No,
Wyoming.
The three quarters were horrific. They took the fourth quarter to come back. No, you're right. Maybe it's the fan in me sitting back, because we gotta wait for this game to see.
What you scared
it's one
of?
of those. Ain't no fear.
Hey, Boogie, he's scared, ain't he? You sound scared, don't he? He sounds scared, Boogie. He sounds scared.
Here's what happens. You say that, and then it's like, hey, I get that. This nigga's scared. Then I get that, and I'm like, no. And I tell you all the great things that I see, and Texas go beat our ass like 35-2 or some shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, no, I'm not gonna set myself up for that failure. I will say this though. No, Oklahoma has been playing really good football, but I have to be honest. We have not played anybody that will make me say I need a gauge. I can use this as a gauge. Cincinnati will be the first team. It's a quiz. They're not great, but it's the first team as far as that I can go through before we play a number 3 team in the nation that I can look at and say, okay, this will be a good barometer. But we have been putting up 66. Lowest point total is 28. Put up 70 on another team. So I'm optimistic, but looking into week 3, I'm going to give props to Texas for taking care of business against Wyoming. I'm going to give props to Florida. Tennessee, your poop. More on that in the Sports Plus Sushi Roll.
Somebody else who
I'll
can't
get into
throw.
that. Oh, man. What good is 99 throw power if your accuracy is 0?
This was the same thing at Michigan with Milton. The same thing. And they were like, Joe Milton's he's gonna be the next. He's in the early draft conversation. He's this. All the power in the world. They ain't got no touch. No touch.
Slants at guys' ankles. And for the guy that was on Tennessee trying to box the Florida offensive lineman, he crazy, bro. Take the hell and go home. We almost got 2 mad ankles. That dude was big.
That was Milton, wasn't it?
No,
it was a different guy. Milton's number 7.
Okay.
Number 5 was
DB or something.
He was something.
Yeah. I was
he was
first of all,
number 64.
What are you squaring up when you got helmets on? That's not the dumbest, idiotic Negro shit I done seen, bro. How are
That-
you gonna
that's
hurt
why-
somebody with a helmet
that-
on? Unless you're fucking go gadget and you can extendo Dashima nigga straight through his
His visor.
You're a flame.
his
You're a
visor.
flame.
Like, stop. Just stop, man. What you doing this for?
Right,
Like,
yeah.
bro, stop.
Nah, it was terrible. Like I said, if I need to dive in deeper, I'll get into that in the sushi roll. But yeah, no, as far as college football, that's what I really noticed. We're looking more into week 4. I don't know. Did you notice anything else, Boogie? Caught your attention? I mean, of course, we're gonna get into Colorado and that amazing game.
Well,
As far as
really, it was only 2 games that I seen that week. It was the Tennessee and Florida, and I seen something before that, but it was always just a build up to the Colorado and Colorado.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
This is for it's gonna take me a minute to do this. Florida Dale, Ghost. Is Miami for real?
Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I think
Yeah.
because 2 of our avid listeners are Miami fans. Fuck you both. But you are Miami. You are Miami fans with Ghost and Florida Dale. Miami out here putting on, man. I can't lie.
So
in the Adidas units,
so
makes it even worse.
I actually talked to Florida Dale about this, and I asked him. I said, how do you think your boys are doing? He says, I'm gonna tell you like this. I ain't seen nobody on campus hanging out. He's saying that's always a good sign. And that's all that he told me. He was like, while I'm at work, he says, I don't see any of them, hanging around campus. They're either going to class, or they're going to the cafeteria and getting lunch. He said, I don't see them hanging around. He says, it's all business. So he says, to me, that's a good sign. So
business is business.
But business is being handled at the U at Coral Gables. So shout out to our guy Florida Dale. I know he won't have any time. He's been trying to get on the show, but he hasn't been able to get any time away.
If he winning, he'll make time.
Oh yeah. He'll
make time.
He'll show up.
He'll be on there just to be like
Florida
Russell,
Boogeyman.
Russell, what type of shit you talking now?
Florida Dale.
So remember,
Florida Dale.
I gave you flowers, motherfucker. I gave you flowers.
Don't come for me, nigga.
When you come with that inferno, like, hey, avoid this guy.
Yeah.
Boston College and Florida State. Again, I think I might touch down the sushi roll, may not, but since we're talking about week 3, that's when that stood out. Florida State, a little bit of a stumble, but Boston College, pump game. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. But those are the 2 games that stood out to me. Florida is looking like, a rubber band team. Good this week, bad this week. Typical Florida shit. But all in all, I think the whole the playoff scene is pretty much in the national scene is pretty much wide open. I think it's wide. Yeah, I think we all can kind of agree on that. It doesn't look like anybody's really dominant, and that how Russ said earlier that any team looks like they can be beaten. So let's go ahead and get to the week 4 previews. Games that we're kind of looking forward to on week 4. So, God damn it.
Work around it. Hurdle.
Over here trying to what's going. So I had to go pull up my goddamn my week 4 stuff. So looking at the schedule here, I already know where I'm gonna go ahead and lay my bet for sports sushi, my sports sushi bet, but I'm gonna hold off for that on our which card. But I'm looking at it. It's a lot of teams here, a lot of ranked teams playing each other. So that means that there's gonna be some movement on the top 25. And I'm gonna be honest, it looks like it's gonna be some people that's gonna get some upsets here this week. I think this is gonna be a week that you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna tell you my sports sushi my sports bet stamp pick. Man, I was fucking that up. I think Ole Miss is going to upset Alabama.
Ole Miss upsetting Alabama. Yeah, I don't even think that's an upset though.
Well, yeah, on mine they have Alabama as a 7-point favorite,
and they have the better quarterback.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know if you. I think Vegas is going to look at it as an upset, but I don't think America is looking at it.
I'm not putting it in, but Boogie, you'll agree. Some of the listeners of the show agree. The upset I want of the weekend.
Who that?
You gonna meet that real dirty bird. Beat him up, big beat, nigga. You know, because people on TV and Boogie, we deserve it right. So I'm gonna correct it. People on Pat McAfee, College Game Day, ESPN, y'all on here doing this little beat. You ain't never been to the UTSA. One, it's not UTSA, it's UTSA.
Yeah.
And it's big beat, motherfucker.
It is big.
So when you say it like you mean it. Beat. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta hit the roll runner.
And you gotta go ahead.
When you do, you gotta wiggle it too. If you don't wiggle it, you'll be confused with another organization that you don't want them. Don't want the monkeys, don't want the mapes on your ass. So yes, again, it's big beat, motherfucker. And it's UTSA for those out there. You know what I'm saying? And if you want to know, hey, I'm Chisholm Projects 06, baby. You ain't calling me. Hey, all right, no, I'm rusty. Hey, I'm rusty from the second floor. Talk about it, you know. Talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, where you need your booze? It's in my room, baby. It's in my room, baby. Hey, I had the cooler, but nah. So that's what I hope happens. You know, I hope USA gets it done. Franklin, stay seated. You done had like 7 years to play in college, so I'm good on that. But of course, we probably gonna talk about it. No, of course, Colorado, Oregon, Florida versus Clemson is a big one because Florida is ranked number 4, but they still have to prove that they're able to get over each hump that they face. And Clemson, of course, is one because they've owned the division for so long. Stated earlier, Oklahoma versus Cincinnati. Cincinnati is going to be the first team that has D1 talent that you're going to play that's actually going to try other teams try, but they're actually going to put up a fight besides SMU that did a pretty good job. So that's going to be upset alert. Of course, I think the game of the day is going to end up being, of course, it's going to be Ohio State versus Notre Dame. I'm still trying to figure out who I got. Shotgun Sean, that is a bold one. He said he's got the money line. I got Colorado CU straight over Oregon. I'm going to tell you as a betting person, don't do that. I would take the spread. Now, with me saying that, I may look like a complete idiot coming up, and they may win the game, and I hope that they do. I would take the points. I would take the plus 21 because I do not believe in any scenario that they're going to lose by more than 21 points. I think that if they do lose, to think having the better quarterback is going to help them. I'm not going to get into that because my hope is going to outweigh my bet, but I know I'm betting. But I take the points plus 21. I would take that like 100 times out of 100 with a team like Colorado and how they're playing now. One more, I will say Penn State plays Iowa, and that's an upset alert too.
Nice.
Come on, Iowa plays defense, and Penn State be waiting to choke. Pause.
Oh man,
Pause.
Look, I'm gonna. I mean, there's not. I don't disagree with anything you said.
I'm sorry, Sterling. The comment just came up.
Because
y'all can tell me if I got it wrong. If you bet on the underdog, you win more money, correct?
Yes.
Scared money don't make money.
Because he said scared money don't make money. And this is a friend of mine, and I be telling him all the time, take the points then, bro, because you're betting on the underdog. If you take the straight money line, like you're just betting for the
man,
team
it's
to win.
so hard.
Okay, you boys clearly need a gambling degenerate in here to come in here and clear this up.
If
you bet on the underdog, you don't get more. You only get more when you bet straight up on an underdog to win outright. The money line is how much, like if it's 200%, then $100 bet gets you 200. Mm-hmm. So a bet with the spread just gets you basically your whatever you're betting your money back. Now there's a vig on that. If you lose, that you got to pay an extra on it. But the way to win more than what you're betting is to bet the money line.
Shout out to Shotgun.
Yeah.
I'm still not going to do that though, because there's a difference between betting with your balls out and betting with where they can get cut or betting smart. So I'm just going to let everybody know.
Is it wrong if you take the points, you don't make as much as you make with the money line?
That's Kris is explaining. So that's cool, but I will counter that by saying you can bet for Colorado to beat Oregon if you want, just to sit there and say that you let your nuts hang, or you could bet them to beat the spread and you could get something for it. Me personally, I'm not gonna lie, and I'll say this out loud: letting your nuts hang and saying shit like "scary money don't make money" don't mean shit if you're not winning. And you want to win the bet, and betting plus 21 is way better than betting the money line just to say that you did it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I mean,
that gets there's no trophies for that in my book when people say, like, yeah, but I stuck my neck out. Yeah, and you got it chopped off. Don't care.
So the gambling degenerate here again. If that's what you believe that it's going to win outright, then what you would do is hedge your bet with. So let's say I want to put $100 for them to win outright, and you're going to get like 1,001, like you would have gotten off of the Dion one in week 1. Then you bet $100 on that, and you can win 3, 4, 5 times your money, whatever the money line is. And then you bet $100 on the spread. So as long as they cover the spread, you're winning your $100 back, and you got a free roll on them winning outright to get whatever the money line is. That's what I would do.
And there's your betting degenerate information for the day. That's actually a really good strategy the way he laid it out, because you're playing both sides at the same time.
All right.
According to Kris, you should bet. Never mind. You should be 75.
I don't know.
Shouldn't he be 75?
Yo, that's a bet. I couldn't do that. I don't think CU's gonna win this game.
It's not teaching me how to bet. It's a preference of him trying to win more by taking more of a risk. Again, you don't get trophies in my book for sticking your neck out and getting decapitated. So it's like, if you want to bet CU and win nothing and tell me, my bet would have, I don't care. That shit don't mean nothing to me or anybody else. You lost. I'm in this to win. So if you want to win, it ain't about saying, I bet a bunch of money and I lost, but I'm going to do it again. No, you want to win. And the best bet to take in this situation is the plus 21, because it's more likely that they lose by less than 21 or winning an upset than it is than them winning outright.
All right. So
with this game, but everything's case by case.
Do you have anything you want to add, Sterl?
I'm definitely not taking Oregon to win outright. Or CU to win outright. Sorry. It's gonna be. I think they can. Here's the thing, man. It's like, if I'm thinking, from an observer standpoint, an analysis, or however you want to look at it, Colorado's offensive line is trash. Them boys are bad.
Yeah.
And and their ability to mishandle the ball, that scares me. You know what I'm saying? Like that, because I feel like Oregon hasn't looked that great either. But they definitely have pieces on the offensive line, and in terms of the trenches, they're a lot better in the games won in the trenches. But this is college football, so crazy shit happens all the time.
That's why I said Colorado does stand a chance to win this game. A big chance, because they have the better quarterback, and the offensive line issues are mitigated by him being able to get rid of the ball. But I do think this game is going to weigh on how is Colorado's secondary going to be able to keep up with the firepower that Oregon's going to bring offensively. Because boys like Troy Franklin, Bo Nix spreading the ball around, Oregon hasn't looked amazing, but Oregon is I don't want to use the word powerhouse, but year after year, you see that they ain't nothing to really, they ain't nothing to scoff at. You know what I'm saying?
They've had enough time to implement their roster, how they want to get things done, and so forth. Whereas Colorado, they're new to this, right? So,
yeah,
it's gonna be. I'm gonna take the spread, Colorado with the spread. Hopefully that they keep it close. We're gonna really see what Shedeur is made of. To be honest,
and I think he's made of a lot. And to those that are gambling, I always like to put this into perspective. Don't generalize things. Some games you may need to bet the spread. Some games you may need to bet straight up. And some games you may want to do over and under, which I don't do that much unless I'm just trying to have fun. But it's all case by case. And always remember, two things can be right. But one thing you don't want to do when betting, and this is, shotgun, you may take this as a direct shot. Don't just let your nuts hang. It's about winning. You know what I'm saying? Because You let your nuts hang 10 times. That one time you win, you lie, but you lost 9. You know what I'm saying? So,
all right. So let's go ahead. Oh, got a little beard itch there. So let's go ahead and move on to the next segment. It's going to pretty much be a seamless transition. So we're still talking about the Colorado Buffalo and the Colorado State game. Very, very, very competitive game. It went to double overtime. I stayed up to about 1:30 in the morning watching this game. It was very, very, very entertaining. But you know, something happened, on the first, within the first quarter of the game, well, the first half of the game. Travis Hunter went on for a pass on the sideline, and he took a shot from Colorado State safety Blackburn, and however you want to, call it, late hit, dirty hit.
I know you see me on IG.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say any more about the guy, but oh man, I'm not. No, I will not get canceled. Continue.
Yeah. So, whatever however you fall on the intention with it, this kid, after the game, this kid had received death threats and towards him and his family for this particular play. But in the same hand, Vikings running back Alexander Madison recently shared messages from his social media account, basically, showing what fans are telling him about his play and, their fantasy and betting situations. And it, as a black man, is about what you expect, a bunch of people using the hard ER, talking about his ethnicity, his intelligence, and all this other stuff. When is it, fans, we've talked about this, in other sports as well, like with basketball. Where does, fans, cross the line? And now we're talking about it with football. There is definitely a line, and I think the fans, they constantly cross it. And, this was one of the things that we talked about when, sports gambling was going to be legalized. You're going to get a lot of, people that are losing money, and, they're pointing the finger at these athletes that are on, they're in this game and stuff like that. And they're kind of taking their frustrations out, directing their frustration out at them. But at this point, I kind of want to, back up and kind of just stick, not stick, but focus right now on Blackburn and his situation. I don't think, I don't think that nothing that happens on the field will warrant a death threat. Anything short of whatever, you might see on The Last Boy Scout. I don't know if you guys ever seen that movie, but but anything short of that, you don't deserve nothing, no death wish. That motherfucker pulled a gun
on the 40, or was he 30-yard line?
Yeah.
You are not. He's in this game. No, he scored. My bad. He scored. No, he scored. Then he got the end zone and said,
yeah. So anything short of that,
fictional tale. But
yeah, that's a movie, okay, not real life. But ain't life a bitch, Kris. Yeah, I knew Kris was gonna say something about that.
Score a touchdown, then you die.
Yeah, just man. Talk about fantasy ruin. But let's stick with the fans here. What are your guys' thoughts on this situation?
Yeah, I'll go first, man. First of all, that's some crazy shit. Like, I understand, like, you do a dirty hit, I'm gonna kick your ass kind of stuff. Meet me in the parking lot. We're gonna come up in your locker room and fuck you up. That's one thing. But death threats, that's wild. But you also, and I'm gonna say this, you gotta understand though, like, black people, we ain't with it. We not with that shit. And I'm gonna tell you something, man. When you have, and I'm gonna blame the head coach for this, because for him to come out and say the things that he said about, it was a very, from the culture standpoint, it was a very like coon kind of comment. Right. Let's be real. Let's be honest. That's how blacks interpret it. Okay. Like, Deion Sanders has been who he's been his whole life. He's been swag. And that's the kind of And the fact that you sit up at Colorado State, because I live down the street. Well, comparatively, right?
Yeah.
Where in Boulder, first of all, for Deion to be coaching where he is in Boulder is a big deal because Boulder's kind of racist, even though they're progressive, but there's a lot of old money there with kind of a lot of those ideas and those kind of things. So, you have that coach Jay Norvell to say what he said. You're like, yo, Lord, like that's some bullshit, what you're saying. And so and then you get on the field and it was chirpy and oh boy, hits Travis Hunter like that. You're like, okay. All right, I can see why he got death threats because we ain't going for that. Like, you're not finna do that. First of all, when you got Offset up in here and all these celebrities and all this stuff, like they've turned CU from lily white ass to some niggerdom. That's what they did overnight.
The BET Awards.
And the white folks are loving it.
Called the Ozone Awards.
You got the dean of students wearing a chains and like. He's like, look at all my black friends. That's the kind of vibe he has in Colorado right now. So for you to do that, it's senseless, it's stupid, it's football. Death threats don't need to be made. I understand why they were made. It's still wrong, but we can't sit here and act like, well, it's just egregious and it's just like, first of all, you gotta know where Travis Hunter comes from. That boy comes from the dirt. And Deion's kind of taking him under his wing. And Travis calls Deion his dad. Like, so you got to understand, like, all of it together in context. You got to look at cultural norms and societal norms as well. It's still wrong, but people do that kind of shit. It just is what it is. It's sports.
Yeah, I think it's wrong. You know my stance. I say it all the time because NBA fans get on my fucking nerves. Like, there's a line you don't cross. Now I do believe that but when I say this, I also want to say let's not overgeneralize it because when you have two parties that are going back and forth and the athletes are being bitch made in their overwhelming arc of don't talk bad about me when I play bad, and the fans go overboard in their way of saying like, nah, bro, like my interest in your sport and our interest in your sport is why you get paid millions of dollars. Sure. And I want to be able to talk my shit. Even if you don't like my shit, I want to be able to talk it. And social media gives us a way to literally at you, point you out, and say, motherfucker, nigger, I don't like you. It gives them a chance to do that. You know what I'm saying? Behind the keyboard. So is it wrong? Yes, it is very wrong. But I don't want to cut like fans off because I see that there's and I'm like, y'all notice as we keep going forward, I'm gonna be very careful about this because there is a silent motive from athletes to get their 100% way. I always say the saying, if you give someone an inch, they'll take a mile. And the athlete's mile, if you will, is y'all gonna shut the fuck up talking about us because this shit is hard.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And my thing to fight against is I don't believe in fans saying too crazy shit, but if you miss a three, I'm allowed to yell out, you a bum. You know what I'm saying? And if I'm black, I'm allowed to yell out, you a bum, nigga. Like KG put that perfectly. And then they want to say, well, it's KG. He's like, nah, if you in the stands and you pay for your ticket and your players or the guy on the other team misses, you can yell out, you a bum. You suck. Like, you can talk shit. You worked your whole life to be this good? Go get a real job. You know what I'm saying? You're allowed to say shit like that. Now, it crosses the line when you start making death threats and things, but I just want to, when we start covering these topics, because some racist white person is going to do something crazy again at a game, because their way of getting off at a game is yelling the N-word, saying some racist shit, telling you to go back to the projects, just like us as black people or us as minorities. Yeah. We go to the game and we get fun telling the opposing team, you sorry. Like, you trash, bro. You did all this, you trash. Like, we get, like, that's our way of talking shit. So, like, it goes overboard, but I just don't want it to get to a point where we're like, y'all can't say anything negative towards me. But dear white people, as the Netflix show was once upon a time, y'all got to stop with the overwhelming racist shit. Like, the stuff that y'all did at Bama to the Texas players, stop. Like, calling people nigger with the hard ER because he's going for 30. Chill, bro. Like, chill. Like, you can call him a bum. You can say he sucks. You can say his mama's fat. You can say all that shit, bro. We do not care, but you gotta stop giving death threats and using the hard ER and thinking of the worst thing possible you can say, like to degrade a person. Keep that shit on the 94 feet of wood or on the 100 yards.
You also have to add black folks racist too now.
Yeah.
So
let me add something real quick before Kris goes. So me and my mom, we like to, discuss these topics here when sports and racism, kind of meet. And me and her, we like to discuss these things. So when I sat there and I talked to her about, and I showed her the video of the Alabama fans, telling the Texas players, go back to the projects when they were dancing and stuff like that. My mom was like, ain't there something Alabama person telling somebody to go back to the projects? And see, the thing is, my mom, we grew up in Louisiana, and so she knows Alabama. Yeah, if you've been
in the backwoods of the SEC.
Hey,
I spent a lot of time in Mississippi.
Yeah. So,
like, y'all can't say shit about no projects or backwoods because y'all live in the dark, motherfucker, like candles for light. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking wooden. Nah, bro, I'm not lying. I'm talking wooden doors with dirty floor mats and ain't into a house.
Candles for light.
Nah, bro. Like, nah, that deep south? Nah. But they racist as hell. But I'm like, and Kris, since you popped up on the screen, you'll probably agree with this as I close out. You should be able to yell, hey, man, you wear the opposite color of my team. Fuck you. Like, you should be able to yell that. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. So, for the record, I have had an Asian lady in a BMW tell me to go back to fucking Europe because I wouldn't let her back in after she tried to cut me off.
Yo, that's crazy work, Kris.
I mean, she's not wrong. She's not wrong.
I'm like, who the fuck says that?
No, but Kris, I can tell you this though. You weren't the first person to piss her off that day. You probably was the last because that comes from somewhere deep. What? No, okay.
So I want to speak. I want to speak on behalf of racist white guy that uses the hard ER, and I'm not speaking in defense of them.
He's like, because I use it every week.
No. See, I'm speaking of it from a writer here, not as a white guy, but as a writer and a storyteller. And one of the underlying feelings I have about racism, now there's people that are just flat out racist and completely fucking lost causes. But for a lot of people, I think it's fucking a lazy insult. They like, I want to insult this person and I want to trigger them. I want to get them. And I don't want to think of anything original or unique or fucking funny. I just want to get the thing that's going to fucking hurt them the most fastest. Yes, and so they immediately go for the low hanging fruit. And white people have always had that card. Oh, I can always look down on you and I can play the race card. So they've never had to stretch their creative boundaries and come up with different words and different insults and be creative about it. Wink, wink, nod, nod. And I think this is really hurt the fucking creative development of average white guy because fucking they don't have to stretch their wings for anything.
Do you have an insult that hold on,
Kris,
do you have an insult that you want to release to the world right now?
In what given situation? Like, I pride myself on catering my insults to the situation.
We're trying to get a whole segment. We're trying to get a whole segment where insults leagues.
So no, it is an art form because what you have to do is that you have to pepper the insults around the situation that's going on. So I like to call people slack-jawed, fucking, and I, certain things I can't really say here, but it starts with a C, ends with a T. That's usually my favorite word. That I use to insult people, huh?
What are you?
I've adopted that. I took it. It's mine now, Kris.
Oh man,
I'm taking that word.
I don't want to touch it.
But you gotta get real creative with the insults, bro. Like it really opens your mind up. And what you about to say, Russ?
No, I was just saying like what Kris was saying. Like I dig it. Like it is low hanging fruit, but I'm saying it takes away from. Like, we always have to have this discussion when some mad, crazy white dude or some crazy people over in soccer decide to start using the N-word instead of, like, just giving a random... Tell him he sucks. Tell him his mom raised a bum. Something other... You know what I'm saying?
Have you ever monitored a chat before? Like an active live chat before?
Yes, actually, I have. I wasn't gonna say no, but I have.
The de-evolution of the human mind when it becomes a collective in a chat is unfucking believable.
Yeah.
I monitored a chat for a couple different podcasts or whatever, but the one was specifically revolving around conspiracy theories, and everybody in the chat was anonymous and all of that, and it was through YouTube and fucking super chats and all of that. So YouTube has a certain boundaries, and one of those is there's no N-word. So all of these freaking anonymous like gnats, like it was like a creative exercise for them to figure out how to say racist words in any creative and defunct way that they could get through the censor thing.
No, in our Madden League, we got a guy, because you're not allowed to use the N-word in our chat, and I give him credit. I give him credit, because instead of saying the N-word, he uses urbans. He says, "You urbans." I give him credit. Urbans.
But I'm talking like
Urbans.
symbols.
I mean,
and number variation.
Legally, he's allowed to say it by his race, but it was just like the creative nature of like him being like, "I can't use that word." All right, you urbans is tripping, and I'm like, whoa. But yeah, that's true, Kris.
For a lot of people, it becomes this childish mindset. If you don't want me to say it, all I want to do now is say it, and I'm going to say it just to fucking spite you.
It's the forbidden fruit.
Yeah. It's a total disrespect.
And I think that's why, like you say, it's the low hanging fruit. I think that's why a lot of us look at it like he just said, like, can we get to a point where, like, can y'all just like find something else disrespectful to say? Because like in the world of sports, as far as this is my opinion, it doesn't be anybody else's. In the world of sports, that is where I allow disrespectful shit. You can shit on Dallas if you put Cowboys behind it. You can shit on Mavericks behind it. Like, if I look at Boogie's shirt and say, "Boogie, your shirt is fucking ugly," that's rude. But if I say, "Boogie, your shirt is fucking ugly because it's the Saints, and I don't like the motherfuckers," then it's sports, and it's okay. Like, it's two different response. You know what I'm saying? I think that's just the median that we have to get to. Like, sports is not some place where you don't talk shit. Like, I never want to take the shit talk out of sports. Ever, ever, ever. I don't want to take the vulgarity out. I don't want to take the disrespect out. Like, we do want to take the disrespectful racism out. But, like, nah, like, I hate when people try to generalize it to, like, fans, shut up. Nah, bitch ass motherfucker, because you playing like shit, and I got to speak on it. You trash. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's our right as fans to be as nice as we want. Hell, you got people on your dick every day telling you how great you are. It is also the right of the fan to tell you how shitty you are as well. But we do need to watch, going overboard and death threats and racist things and comments like that.
All right, and that was another one I wanted to touch on. Chris, great job for bringing that up. So Chris brought up, what about in the stands, fan on fan, like the New England Miami game where a guy lost.
That was crazy sad.
Yeah, that's wild. That was wild.
Sad.
Yeah, family. A kid, a grown man watching the game with his dad. Dude gets hit twice, hits his head on the concrete, and he dies later in the hospital. Dolphins fan was the aggressor. I mean, you just never want to see nothing like that. Like, imagine going to the game with your dad, right? Because you're a Patriots fan and you want to see this big game or whatever, and coming away with like, my dad died tonight watching a football game. Like, that to me, it just blows my mind, dude.
That's wild, bro. And it's on some, he lost tonight because someone else's fans took it too far. And this is something I always say jokingly when I see people about to fight for fans or players, or when I want to tell the joke. I always say, motherfuckers ain't a part of your family and they're not buying you Christmas gifts, bro. Never have if you're old enough. They never have. You ain't buying them gifts. You don't know them, bro. Like, so me, when it comes to fan fights, I think it's the dumbest shit ever. They don't give a fuck about you, bro. Like 100%. If the Cowboys go out here and win or lose, Michael probably don't give a fuck about me. You don't care about fight. If I try to sock some motherfucker wearing a Commanders jersey. And on the other hand, what the fuck you want to get beat up for somebody that don't give two shits about you? I mean, on the fan tip, yes, Josh Allen loves that you root for him, Sterling. And the Saints love that you got your whole Saints get up on right now. But if you were to ask Michael Thomas, go fight this nigga for me or fight this person for me, he would look at you and say, you're crazy. So why would you do it for them? So I think fighting for your team is the most wildest shit ever. You know what I'm saying? But like, yes, facts.
So Shotgun says nobody should take Sports talk personal. I hate when me and Russ agree about sports. I look forward to our shit talking daily.
Yeah. When me and him agree, when me and him agree on sports, I want to throw up in my mouth. That's what it feels like. Like when me and him agree, it's like no. It's like I have people that I have to like be nice to and agree with on shit like on a daily basis. Say some shit I don't agree with in sports because none of it's personal. We don't know none of these people. They make millions of dollars. Like it's like nothing that we say should really, in my opinion, should really hurt them. You know what I'm saying? Because we are just fans expressing it's our outlet. Just like their outlet is playing the sport, our outlet is watching the sport. We have 9 to 5s too. You know what I'm saying? We have shit that we do and so our outlet is watching you guys play at a high fucking level. You do some shit that nobody else can do, and you're expected to do it at an A+ level. And when you're not A+, anything less than A+ is an F. And for some fans, while I don't agree with that, it's their right to have it. So if they want to tell you fucking suck that shit up, pause, and go play better.
All right.
Pause that shit. Mason Cameron always watching.
All right, so let's go ahead and close it out here. We're going to go ahead and get to our sports, our bet stamp segment. We got about less than 30 minutes. Then we got to get to our NFL portion after this. So, Kris, go ahead and fire it up, brother. So let's tell us who all took L's. I already know. Shut up.
All right. So we're going to get a little more organized with this. I'm keeping track. We've got little ticker banners along the bottom for each of us.
Okay. So I did lose. It's a tie.
Technically you didn't lose. So we went 2-1-1 this week. The only official loss was the Lions let me down. They're clearly not ready for the sunshine yet. And Boogie, you had a draw, so they gave it a no decision. So you're not taking an L on that. Russ is our only 2-0 in the house. And
say it again, Kris. No. Say it again because you shit on
Sterling me. Got the easy win with the Bills getting back on track. So
say it again.
we're gonna do these in worst to first when Russ can have the stage to himself when we get there. So I'm currently in last position at 1-1. Technically, I guess I'm tied with Sterling, but I'm coming off a loss, so I will pick first. I've got a couple. I've got what I think is a teaser lock, but my pick is going to surprisingly be the Jets to win outright against the Patriots. I just think they're still better than the Patriots even without Aaron Rodgers. And
I'm
real quick before I let you guys go, if I was looking for a teaser this week, I would go Giants, Jets, Seahawks, Lions. I think those are 4 freaking locks. All right. So next up, 1 second here. Next up is Sterling at 1-1.
Yeah, go ahead and give me the Dolphins covering the spread on that.
All right. Miami -6 against Denver at home. That was another one I was looking at too. I think that's a good pick. All right, locked in. And next up we have Boogie.
All right, go to
at 0-1. Oh, you were actually the worst, but
yeah.
Damn. Kris don't give a fuck. He's just like, whoever's the bottom, I'm kicking him.
So go to NCAA. I want to take Ole Miss over Bama.
That's a good one.
I like that. You taking it straight up or the spread?
No, I'm taking it straight up. So last time I got the spread, I got an L. So I'm going for the win.
He's going for his first win of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Get it in.
Where do we know when this game? What time it kicks off? Jeez, we're only at noon. Holy crap! How many games are there?
2:30.
It's at 2:30. Oh no, it's at 8. No, I'm sorry, I'm on the wrong week. Oh my bad.
It's 2:30 on my end.
Yeah, so. Yeah, it's at 2:30.
There we go. That's a lot of games. All right, Ole Miss +7.
I love about college football
from the Power Play sports book. And last but not least, Russ, the floor is yours.
Call me king, Kris. Call me king. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I told y'all Boston College, man. Hey,
They almost
and
won
that
outright.
wasn't no, but I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? That wasn't no like, hey, I didn't know Boston College was gonna come out there and do that.
I had no clue.
I did. I just had to brush my shoulders off real quick. No, so this week I'm gonna continue to ride the Dion train. I am gonna take them plus the 21. As we talked about earlier, I have my reasons why I'm not gonna take them outright. If you do want to ride with Sean and Chris's theory, and you want to win more money,
It's plus
bet them outright.
$766. $100 will win you $766 if they win outright.
Whoa! Wait. $100 to do what?
It'll win you $766 if they win outright.
I ain't dropping the bag on that.
So
Bro,
what you do is
$100
on that will win you 766. Then you put $100 on Colorado to cover the spread, and as long as they cover the spread, you'll win the $100 back that you put on that. If they win outright, you win 800.
So out there to Sean, you put earlier today, you're gonna put 50 on the spread. You need to put 100 on the spread, right?
Basically, you want to put equal on the spread is what.
Yeah, you need to put equal. So do what you were gonna do and put your 150. I mean your 100 on them outright, but put your 100 on the spread too. It'll help you break even. That way you can let your nuts hang and also have a backup. But that's not really letting your nuts hang. So and as a friend of yours, I will talk about you for that. So hedging your bets. But so I am gonna take Dion. Like I said, I'm not gonna take him outright. Again, I'm not in this to let my nuts hang. I'm in this to give you the right bet to pick. So I do think that honestly, I want them to win, but I think they might lose by about 10 to 12. But I want them to win so bad. So I hope I'm wrong. I will say Kris got to give y'all a little another one to sneak in. I will say, watch out for Notre Dame. It's a plus 3.5. Notre Dame might go up there and beat Ohio State. Ohio State has played nobody. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Prime. But I'm interested in a lot. I'll be betting a lot. Last week I got one parlay in the NFL, and I did get like 2 the week before that. But you know what I'm saying? So like I'm on it with the college though. So I'm saying trust me.
If you're looking for
take
stats,
that outright.
If you're looking for stats, point shopping, any comparisons for trends, patterns, sign up for betstamp.app/sushi. You'll get all sorts of first bonus promo codes for whatever sports books you sign up and connect to the platform. Russ?
Oh, you already know. I got 2 things, Kris. I'm sorry, I have to add this. The same thing we say about adding super parlays where you bet like $5 to get like 15,000. That's the same kind of logic you need to apply to betting straight up, where you bet $100 and you get like 800. Same process applies. If it's that big of a margin, think about it. And so of course, to end the best step, segment. Sorry, you want to go ahead and visit or if you have a problem with gambling, if you can't stop, if you're betting your last dollar, if your family hates you because you're betting money, if you're doing weird things to get the money to bet, you need to call 1-800-GAMBLER and get that shit fixed. Yo, we are here to have fun. We are here to make sure that everybody is together. But one thing we do not want to have is addicts and people that can't control themselves. So if you can't control yourself and you have a problem with gambling, please call 1-800-GAMBLER and get the help that you need. It's not that serious, man. It's sports. It's supposed to be fun.
All right. So now we're going to go on to our next segment. It is my favorite and yours. It is the
either or, baby. And hey, yo, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna do this like this because you know what I'm saying, we want to give everybody a chance to comment. So it's gonna be, I'm gonna give y'all the either or, then you 2 guys are gonna get the answer, and then we want y'all to hit us up in the comments. That will be repeated so that you guys can remember. So today's either or, we got a special one. Boogie, your favorite team is on the either or, and they play this week. So this is gonna be awesome. Either or, we got 2 top 5. If you don't like them, 2 top 7 corners. If they're not in the top 5, what's wrong with you? You're on drugs. 2 top 5 corners. Their teams are playing against each other this weekend. Would you either or? We're talking about, I have to give the setting, of course. So we're talking about drafting a guy, having him on your team. Who do you want as your number 1 shutdown corner? You ain't got no other players, nothing else. Someone just asked you who you want out of your shutdown corner out of these 2 guys. Do you want that man Marshawn Lattimore, or do you want Jair Alexander?
Go first.
It would be foolish for me to say anything wearing this bullshit that I got on other than Marshawn Lattimore. So Marshawn Lattimore is my answer because of my attire right now. Sterling.
Jair Alexander.
Right.
I think he's a better corner. When you evaluate Marshawn Lattimore is good. I mean, I say fuck him because he's from Ohio State, but whatever. Jair, man, you talk about man and zone, like he's good. He's really Marshawn's good too, but Jair Alexander's really good, man. He's sticky in coverage. I think he's a better man and zone corner than Marshawn Lattimore.
He can play the run too.
He can play the run too. So, but Marshawn, I don't want to give all the accolades to Jair Alexander and then shit on Marshawn Lattimore. Marshawn Lattimore is a really good cornerback. I think his problem comes in I've seen him get smoked in man and zone, but I would say he's better at man than he is at zone. And I feel like when it comes to zone defense, and he relies so much on his instinct. It's like he doesn't trust the system that he's playing in when he's in zone coverage. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so because of that, like if I have to put one of these cornerbacks on, let's say DK Metcalf, I'm gonna go Jair Alexander.
That's tough. That's a good. As I go, I'll make my pick. As you say that, Sterling, I would say that is the perfect receiver to pick. But I'm actually going to take Jair Alexander too. My eyes. So I'm gonna tell you my eyes. I will say this though, Marshawn he might be the best corner in the NFL to have if you're playing against a big wide receiver. So that's one thing. Him and Darius Slay nullify the Mike Evans of the world. Which I had to say.
Sometimes I don't even think he's the best cornerback on their team.
Who you talking about, Marshawn Lattimore?
You think Alante?
Yeah.
Like Alante better?
Yeah.
I don't know, bro.
Dude,
I don't know.
Dude.
I don't know. I mean, I feel you, but I don't know, bro.
No, he's a beast.
Yeah,
did y'all see the almost interception he had?
I did.
Do you know how hard it is to like flip your hips and stay in the receiver's like hip pocket like that, and then make a play on the ball while turning your head around? God,
I feel okay. Before we continue, I want everybody out there that's watching this on social media, go ahead and put in the comments who you'd rather have, put why, get the discussion going as we continue now. And so, Sterling, to your point, when you talk about Jair Alexander and when you talk about the ability to shut down, the one thing that comes to my head about Marshawn Lattimore that made it hard for me to say, like, I can't pick against him and respect Sean. We are watching Mike Evans tear the league up on a weekly basis every year. And the one time a year he doesn't tear the league up is when he plays against the guy wearing black and gold. Like the two times. I'm sorry, he's right. He shuts down this guy. But on the same token, Boogie, 2 times a year, Justin Jefferson has a difficult day. And it's because he's playing against Jair Alexander. So I would take Jair Alexander. Something about that guy. I don't know. It's hard.
You know who you have to thank for that? If you're a Saints fan, look no further than number 13. That's who you have to thank for that.
Yeah, Michael Thomas. Yeah,
Michael Thomas, because he look, they were practicing each other at Ohio State. Very similar build, big, strong. You know, they win with like size and athleticism, high pointing the ball, you know, and route running ability. But I feel like, yeah, like you talk about Justin Jefferson, he eats up everybody. Like that nigga is cooking.
Bro, he's ridiculous.
He is unreal.
Jair does a good job though.
Yeah, but here's the difference between these two that sets them apart is athleticism, and Jair is a much better athlete than Marshawn Lattimore.
Yeah. I mean, but I think, man, and I kind of like you're making me like shift, but it's like it's athleticism, but it's also like 2 different types of athletics. There's something about me that says, all right, if a guy's faster than me, there's nothing I can do. You know what I'm saying? If he's faster than me and like bigger, there's nothing I can do. Marshawn Lattimore is the only receiver and only cornerback he's got that Richard Sherman mentality. That's like, you not fitting to dog me, bro. Like, if you beat me on a route, you beat me, which is why we see him sometimes get beat. But he's the best press cover corner in the league.
Who?
Marshawn.
Over Sauce. I don't know.
Sauce.
Sauce got something to say about that.
Man, okay,
Patrick Surtain got something to say about that.
He's better than both. Mike Evans is a dog, bro. And
you mean to tell me? I understand.
Every time.
Oh,
man.
man.
Go ahead.
You mean to tell me that Marshawn Lattimore is better than Patrick Surtain and Sauce Gardner in press man coverage?
I would take, yes.
Oh, I would say Marshawn Lattimore is a top 5 press man coverage corner, but I think Patrick Surtain is probably the best press man cover corner in the league.
Who's he pressing?
It don't matter. Anybody, nigga.
Okay, you can shit on me and say, bro, Devontae Adams. Adams. But he's not really, though, because Devontae be eating. So it's like Devontae. No, but here's my point, though. I
hear what you're saying.
What you're saying is not crazy at all. But here's my point, though. It's like, so, you like when you look at Marshawn Lattimore and who he does it to. So you talking about Sauce. Diggs is that guy, but he's not locking Diggs up. You know what
Diggs
I'm saying?
put it on him.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? And so when we go to who was the next? Jalen Ramsey's hurt, so I'm gonna leave him out. Otherwise, he's better than all these guys at press because he's probably the best corner in the league when he's healthy. So with Jalen Ramsey, and so when you look at Marshawn Lattimore, he's shown us on film. It's not once or twice. And Boogie, you're a fan. Like, it's every fucking time he plays against the best physical receiver in the league. Press coverage, he shuts this man down. And so it's like the only way to beat Marshawn Lattimore is you have to literally be quicker and faster.
You know, like, who's that?
If you're not
Stephon Diggs. Huh? Ask Boogie what happened to Marshawn Lattimore when Stephon Diggs came to town.
That was Mike Williams.
Talked about.
That was Mike Williams. He's doing pretty good in Baltimore. So I miss Mike Williams. It was good.
But I feel you. But I feel you. It's very close.
No, it's a good debate.
No,
but out of the two of them, I like Jair because I just feel like the thing that you're missing from Marshawn, which is one of my favorite qualities. I like DBs that can body up, but Jair is the guy that can stick you the same on a 9 route that he can on a slant. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? So I really like Jair Alexander. I just think he's better overall.
All right. So like my boy Russ said, leave your comments down there in the comment section if you and let us know what you think. Whether it's Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube, whatever platform you're using, just let us know in the comment section how you feel, which side of the coin you fall on. Is it Lattimore or is it Jair Alexander? Be sure to tune in this weekend when both teams face off. I think
both teams play.
Yeah, and I think the record is 1-1 for both of them.
Yes.
The
I was gonna run that down real quick.
I had the numbers right here. You want me to go ahead and start rattling them off?
I was gonna say, go ahead and give them the numbers right quick. Okay, so very close, and they play the tiebreaker this weekend. That's why I'm
yes. So the numbers are pretty much similar. Lattimore been in the year 1 year longer than Alexander, and it goes as such. All right, so interviews is 10 for Jair, 15 for Lattimore. Mind you, he was in the league 1 year longer than him. Interception yards, I don't know if that really matters, but 150 for Jair, 145 for Marshawn. Interception TDs, 2 for Lattimore, zilch for Jair. And here's the part where I like to see my cornerbacks get stats, TFLs and sacks. So 1.5 sacks for Jair Alexander, 0 sacks for Lattimore. Solo tackles, 270 for Lattimore, 211 for Jair. Forced fumbles, 2 for Jair, 5 for Lattimore, and fumble recoveries, 5 for Lattimore and 3 for Jair. Now we get to the award and the honors: 4 Pro Bowls for Lattimore, 2 Pro Bowls for Jair, but also 2 All Pros for Jair and none for Lattimore. So
in some people's mind, All Pros mean more than Pro Bowls.
So
I am some people.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Hey, I'm about to say, so is Sean. That's out here commenting on the show, and
everybody makes a Pro Bowl.
Yeah. So
yeah, all you gotta do is be nice.
those are by the numbers. So you let us know what you think in the comments. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to our next segment. We're going into the NFL. We are in week 3 right now,
Yes.
and I just want to say that there's people that I didn't expect. Some people are playing above expectations, in my personal opinions. But what rookies that are playing right now that have played above expectations, according to you two guys?
Is it above or just like the best rookie I've seen?
Well, no, we're going to get to that after this one. So, after this line of questioning, then we're going to
when I looked at it, I was like above expectation. And I was like, no matter what expectation you have, Bijan Robinson is exceeding.
Well, so with Bijan, I'm going to be honest. I expect this motherfucker.
I'm saying, but even I'm saying we all, okay, anybody that watched Big 12 football, expected him to be good.
Yeah.
But bro, even if you expected it, like there's times when you're like, man, I call it the LeBron factor. I expect you to be good, and you still say, God damn, like shit. Like I expected this, but damn, I'm still amazed. And Bijan Robinson is one of those where like I expected this, but I'm still amazed.
Yeah.
Like Jesus, bro. Like I think it was Ryan Clark said he looks like LaDainian Tomlinson.
Dude.
Like it's like, yes, he does. The shit's not crazy. That motherfucker's playing some football.
Well, what about the quarterbacks? Out of the quarterback group, who's
CJ Stroud? CJ Stroud,
not Anthony Richardson.
I'm about to say, all right, Sterling. I need my flowers, bro. He got a concussion, but I need a little bit. I need some seeds.
It matters. Finishing the game matters. You can't finish the game.
Quarterback right now.
CJ Stroud. Well, the way Anthony Richards playing is not sustainable, bro.
I didn't say what's sustainable. I said,
look, right now, I'll take CJ Stroud.
Only reason you taking him is because he got hurt. The only reason you taking CJ
that
is
matters.
Because
it matters.
Anthony got hurt.
But he can operate in the NFL offense with trash around him. And so is Anthony Richardson. I'm not taking anything away from Anthony Richardson. He's an elite athlete. But CJ Stroud, when you talk about playing quarterback, I hate Ohio State with a passion, as you know. I gotta give it to CJ Stroud, man. I got to.
I like CJ. And those that know me, when I talk about CJ, I feel like he's just the guy that's got to get it out the mud. So everything he does will be good, but it'll be shadowed or it'll be watermarked by, a tough game. But I just think that I got to stand on what I said, before the draft. I got to stand on the guy I was riding with. And Anthony Richardson right now, in my opinion, looks like the best rookie quarterback
in the
draft.
Shane Steichen, his coach.
Yeah, true.
That's why he looks the way he now. Anthony Richardson has talent, but what Shane Steichen is able to do with that, I mean, dude, Anthony Richardson was extremely raw coming out of Florida. We talked about it for months. So I give props to Shane Steichen. I give props to Anthony Richardson, but this is why CJ Stroud is more impressive because he ain't got that. He don't have that, and he's doing more from he doesn't have the coaching background, like the coaching. I feel like that Richardson has, but
he's driving a Honda. He's driving a Honda, and then someone else is driving a Ferrari.
But then you look at Anthony Richardson, you go, well, who does he have? What weapons does he have? And he ain't got shit. That man ain't got nothing.
He's literally he's just athletic as hell.
Balling. He's balling.
His arm strength is that of a person that can make mistakes, but his arm strength is crazy. So he can do things that may be wrong and still end up good. That's crazy that you said CJ Stroud because I talk to a Texas fan all the time, and I'm always like, I really like the kid. Like I just think that he's not overwhelmingly. Like he's not gonna have super duper highlights. He's just a guy that's gonna dig it out the mud and win.
Yeah.
But as far as right now, even with the injury, give me Anthony. You know what I'm saying? I gotta ride my guy.
That's fair. But when you look at kind of the all 22 and you look at how Stroud is able to go through his progressions and he's a little bit of ahead in terms of like how he processes the game. He's ahead. But
Yeah,
Anthony
not a little
Richardson,
bit.
you
be
can't
honest.
teach athleticism, right? So like,
Yeah,
I mean, you see CJ Stroud, he's a stick in the mud. Like he ain't getting out of the pocket. You know what I'm saying? But
unless
Anthony
he has to.
Richardson,
We saw against
shit.
Georgia.
Anthony Richardson,
I think.
whew.
I think when you made the points that you make right there, I think that I ask everybody to look at this instead of I don't like this guy and I like this guy. Look at two different roads that lead to the same place. Because both these guys are doing that. Because like you said, he's a stick in the mud with CJ Stroud, but we all saw that. What I love about CJ Stroud is, and I call it the Troy Aikman in him, is like he may not seem like the best quarterback, but damn it, I'm gonna get it done. Like against Georgia, y'all need me to run. Shit, I'm gonna be faster than these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so so that's one road, and his ability, like you said, to actually quarterback. And then there's the other road of the black Josh Allen and Anthony Richards. That's like, yo, look, I can throw 90 yards down the field and I run a 4.4. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? Like everything will be, you know, and it's kind of like the things that you wish the offensive coordinator would do in Chicago for Fields is what you're looking at. Like Anthony Richards, like why can't y'all like at least try to replicate that? And I did bring Chicago into it because it's been something that's been itching at me. Because okay, I'm gonna let you know.
Hold on. Before you go on this, we gotta fucking talk to Kris about Lamar Jackson because his whole Lamar Jackson shit. I mean, maybe that's a segment for next week. Maybe it's a segment for next week.
I wanted to say it for next week because we could go a whole nother hour. You know, me and Kris gonna art, bro.
I mean, you guys are happy with the Lamar Jackson performance so far 2 weeks?
Hold on, no. Don't set the bar like just he's just playing the game. You said that the nigga was trash.
Yeah,
he is trash. Yeah, he's on the McDermott standard for me right now. Win a big playoff game, and we can have a conversation.
Through 2 weeks, you have to give him credit that he's looking the part.
Regular season wins don't matter to elite talent.
You're pushing the goalpost back.
I'm not pushing the goalpost back.
Give him credit.
Week 1, you kicked 2 balls down the field while you were wide open.
Give him credit.
Running by
you
yourself.
Gotta give him credit.
One good game doesn't wash that away.
Oh my God!
And speaking of one good game, washing everything away, I've been wanting to ask this question.
This wasn't the week. This wasn't the week.
Segment next week, Boogie.
He still got
weren't here last week. Did you get a chance to look at the all 22 from the Jets game
for the Bills?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Those 2 interceptions. Was I right or wrong that he easily had the first down right in front of him?
I mean, yeah. I mean, that wasn't a debate. Like, motherfucker didn't. He just being Josh Allen, being stupid.
Like the one he threw deep downfield in a double coverage, he could have ran the 8 yards for the first down 6 times over, right?
Yeah,
wide open in front of him. You could see it on the all 22.
Yeah, he would have broke that linebacker down and probably got 20 yards if he wanted to.
Yeah. I don't know what that.
I was about to say, I was about to be a hater. We ain't gonna have Bill talk at this moment in time. But I will say that Kris, I will give it a couple weeks, but I can't wait till Lamar's in this MVP talk.
Lamar, look, dude. Oh man,
bro, balling.
So he looks good.
We gonna.
Can I say before we move on to Sterling shit? I'm gonna talk my shit, and this is gonna be something that I'm going to do moving forward. Sterling, you'll be like, finally, unleashed. I'm gonna make you motherfuckers eat crow, not you guys, but just America. Those out there that doubt the knowledge and what I told y'all, Kellen Moore ain't shit. I told you he ain't shit. And everybody's like, oh, the Chargers, they have all this talent and they're 0-2. What's going on? What you having the Cowboys? The Cowboys, they have all this talent. They're losing these games, but they're putting up points at the same time. What is it? It is Kellen fucking Moore. I mean, Staley has something to do with it too, because he's a bum-ass coach too. But when you have one guy in offense that knows how to draw a good play up, but cannot call them, you have a problem. And that is what we had in Dallas. In the last couple of weeks, we have seen what happens when Mike McCarthy and Sterling, you know I'm standing on my motherfucking soapbox because everybody was, Mike McCarthy ain't going to be able to call plays. Mike McCarthy's stuck in 2010. Mike McCarthy won just because, shut up. He calling that shit, and he called it like it needs to be called. And as long as the Chargers lose games, I'm gonna talk my shit because they out there, the Chargers. If you watch a Chargers game and you either love the Cowboys, hate the Cowboys, or just watch NFL football, go watch a Chargers game. They look exactly like the Dallas Cowboys. We can put up fucking points all over the place. We gonna lose for some reason or another. And it's because our play calling on offense is all over the fucking place.
All right. So we're going to go ahead and get to our last segment of the night to take us home. We got the Sterling Power Rankings coming up. So what do you got for us, Sterling?
All right. Okay, here we go. So here are my power rankings. This one was really hard because I feel like there's some trash in this top 10, but without further ado, here we go. Number 10, we got the Cleveland Browns. I felt like taking a shit after I put them in the top 10. Deshaun Watson, this nigga touch women and touch refs and nothing happens to him. He is a Teflon Don. If you like Jerome Ford, he's good. My boy Nick Chubb, Minka Fitzpatrick went too low. That was dirty. But these niggas suck. I'm telling you, the Browns offense is shit. Is a shit log. Like it's just petrified shit is what they look like. Deshaun Watson's bad, but they beat the Bengals. I had to put somebody at number 10, so I fucking put them in there because their defense is good. Number 9, the Detroit Lions is like, we hope week in and week out that the Detroit Lions would just like rise up from the fucking ashes like the Phoenix, and they come out and they shit the bed last week. These niggas just don't know how to win, but I have faith in these boys. Get Jahmyr Gibbs more touches, please. Okay, save Jared Goff from himself. And can we get a Jameson Williams sighting when he's off of the NFL suspended list? I think he's going to really open up that offense. Has the league figured out on St. Brown? On St. Brown? I don't know. We'll see. The Saints come in at number 8. I expected more from the Saints offense against the Carolina Panthers. That shit looked trash. And you know what? Derek Carr, like you gotta do better. Derek Carr, you gotta do better. I think y'all's defense is playing pretty well. Like I like the defense. I like what I saw. You guys got some speed. You got Granderson looked really good on Monday Night Football.
Would you say that David Carr looked at mid?
He looked a little mid. But I'm gonna give him a pass just because it's a new offense. Well, it's not really a new offense, but it's new weapons. It's good to see Michael Thomas. Dude still got hands. He got hands. He ain't lose them. Mm-hmm. At number 7, I got the Baltimore Ravens here. Now, Kris is a major hater. He hates Lamar Jackson and black quarterbacks. So, no, he doesn't really hate. He really doesn't hate Lamar Jackson, just black quarterbacks in general. But I have the Ravens here because the AFC North is for the taking. It's for the taking, and they look the part. Now, look, Kris mentioned earlier in the show that Odell got his yearly injury, but he's injured because he is sticking Kim Kardashian. So I would have a leg contusion or a calf injury if I was putting it in Kim Kardashian. Shout out to Kanye. At number 6, I got the Eagles right here at number 6. I want to see Jalen Hurts do more. Like, you have the best team in the league in terms of like at position, defense, wide receivers. You have it all. Like, I want to see Jalen Hurts like just take over a game. You know what I'm saying? Like, they win because of Jalen Hurts, like not because of everything around him. I haven't seen that yet. At number 5, I'm gonna go with the Buffalo Bills. This is a good spot for the Bills. I feel like there's a lot to be excited about, but they got a lot to prove. Now, I'm going to go ahead and say I was right about James Cook. That nigga is a beast. James Cook can play. Osiris Torrance at right guard is really doing some damage. He's looking the part. The Bills' defensive line has really showed up for the first 2 weeks of the season. We'll see if that continues. Josh Allen needs to continue to play within himself and not kind of, do that crazy dumb shit that he did with the Jets. So we got the Bills at number 5. I think that's a good spot for them. I have the Dolphins ahead of the Bills. That offense that the Miami Dolphins has is just scary. What Tua and those two wide receivers are able to do is phenomenal. But I'll tell you this. I don't know if you guys noticed this on Sunday night, but that running game and how there's so many organic looks in how they run the ball. That shit is beautiful. Raheem Mostert in the zone blocking run scheme is just beautiful. I don't think people are giving that running scheme enough credit. It looks great. The fact that they put Tyreek Hill in motion so much is I'm telling you, man, it's beautiful. It works well with Tua. Like, he has really unlocked this offense, and he's putting these guys in the best position to win.
Looks a lot like
from there, I got to go with the 49ers at number 3. They're quietly just doing everything that they got to do to win. They really haven't had a test, right? I'm a little disappointed that the Rams kind of hung in there with them. I felt like they should have blown the Rams out. The Rams are trash. Them and the Cardinals, I mean, they should be thankful that they get to put on uniforms each and every week, okay? But the 49ers are looking at Brock Purdy, man. I mean, I think, when it's all said and done, I think he could be one of the teams that is either the Eagles or the Cowboys in the NFC Championship game, right? And so the 49ers defense looks good. Christian McCaffrey, we knew he was great, but the way he looks this year, my God, you need to be afraid. Christian McCaffrey, that white boy, Chris, yes, I'm talking about a white guy. He is producing. He's harvesting for the family. All right. Number 2, I got to put the Chiefs here. They're quietly, they're hanging in there. I think their ranking will drop a little bit. I just don't see. They beat the Jaguars 19-7 this past week. I do like what I saw from Patrick Mahomes, but you could tell they're missing weapons in terms of skill position players, a wide receiver. Maybe these guys kind of get it as they go along, but it was nice to see Travis Kelce back in there. Chris Jones solidifies a really good defense. And the number 1 team, you know what? I hate that I have to say this, but I have to be real. I have to be honest. The Dallas Cowboys look like the best team in the league, but they ain't playing nobody just yet. Okay. I think you might be onto something with Kellen Moore not being offensive coordinator. Dak looks more poised in the pocket. The running game looks good. They are just, their roster from a depth point of view is so deep. It's so good. Defensive line, man, they look like the Eagles' defensive last year in terms of how they rushed.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but you was wild. The name of Cameron and Mace, you was wild for that one, bro. You was like, they were so deep and so good. I just had to.
You just ruined. Yeah. Okay. Micah Parsons is the best player in the NFL. Not even close. He is. He is. CeeDee Lamb. CD he just looks like a little bitch most of the time. I ain't gonna cap. CD be looking like a little bitch, but he's good, right? I like CD, but he just looks like one of them niggas that, like, nigga, I'll just hit you just cause, nigga, just cause, don't he? I don't know why I threw that in there, but I just my feelings right now.
He looks like he should be in CB4.
Yeah, sweat from my balls. That's what he looks like. I would just punch him. I would really
maximum praise and maximum.
Yeah, I would. If I saw CeeDee Lamb in public, I would punch him right in his 2 front teeth, like just there. Those are the pressure points I'm punching. But don't look at his phone though. But anyway, the Cowboys look like the best team in the league. I want to see what their schedule looks like moving forward. I think they're the best team. They're definitely the best team in the NFC. But Mike McCarthy, it's up to him. This team can go as far as Mike McCarthy's going to take them, and that's being the blunt, honest truth. But, man, I have to give a lot of credit to Jerry Jones. Even though we make fun of him and being a crypt keeper and like a slave owner, this dude, that coaching staff and that GM front office, they have really put together a hell of a team. And so the Cowboys are the number 1 team. They're the Kings right now, and they ain't won shit, but they just look the part on paper.
All right. That is us. That will conclude our Sterling's power rankings, and we will go ahead and sign out here, and we're gonna close it out.
I gave you pop culture and the real. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? A little mix of both in there.
Yeah. So,
I gave you pop culture. You did. Right. But I mean, I think all of us would risk our sports careers for. Anyways, we love you, Kim K.
Yeah. Yeah.
And your family. I hear
Yes,
Chloe's
sir.
really bad in real life. So we love your family. She had a dude doing crack. So there you have it.
How
So
that wow.
Kardashians, we got love for y'all. If y'all want to, you know what I'm saying, get in on the show.
All right.
Turn on me.
All right. So if you want to follow
Sterling, they like black basketball players. We got a chance.
All right, look. So if you want to follow us, you can follow us on all forms of social media. X, Twitter is all one word, the Sports Sushi. Instagram is sports_sushi. You want to follow us individually, you can look down here at the bottom of the avatars here, the little bottom part, and you can follow us there. But that will be our show for this week. Please tune in next week where we will to continue the discussion the timeless discussion that we have on the show. Lamar Jackson versus
Yes, next week. Tune in.
Kris versus
Please tune
Lamar Jackson.
Tune in.
Tune in.
Fucking Kris.
Bruh.
Fucking Kris.
Hilarious.
I had to just give him shit tonight.
Kris,
Just
you're gonna
because.
drive